This is Ian, the HR Pro Live podcast, dangerously unscripted. Today is Friday. It's fun and games. I didn't get a chance to put together my outline for today, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. Today's show is going to suck big time. So if you've got something to talk about that may be fun and games, or maybe a game that's related to work, how we work, how you work, I'll try to think of an idea here too. But if we could work together on this would be really great. I had a really rough day yesterday. I posted a video about it, and my live yesterday was kind of wrapped around that at the same time, trying to help people get a job in a negative sort of way. That's a terrible way to do a live. I don't know if I'm feeling much better today or not. But games. Are games a waste of time? Or are games a way for us to interact with beauty? The beauty of the universe, the beauty of things that humans can create, right? The artwork is built into the game. The interesting mechanics are built into the game. It's us interacting with some beauty that we've created. Why would we want to interact with the beauty? I mean, it's one thing to look at a piece of art on the wall and enjoy it for what it is, where it is. There's a couple posters. You can see we got slanted roofs here in our story-and-a-half house from the 1950s. But on the other slanted ceiling, is a world map I've put up. I enjoy looking at that quite a bit. It's a little bit far away. I can't see all the names and writing. But my wife also put up an Amnesty International poster. It looks like a watercolor poster, and I think it was a poster for International Women's Day like 15 years ago or something like that. And it's two pieces of art that I look at. The world map has all kinds of interesting colors and shapes and things like that, right? Obviously, it's a representation of the world. But this other one's a piece of art that someone has painted. I'm assuming it's also a representation of, 5 women in line going in for some event. And we look at these pieces of art, these pieces of beauty that one of us, aka humans, has created, right? And why would we bother creating anything that's beautiful? I might argue that creating beauty in this world is the point. It's the point of life. It's the point of us. I mentioned this before on a Friday. It is the point of the universe made manifest in us, right? We are all star stuff. Every single atom and mineral that is in you was created when a star exploded, right? So each new generation of star was created by slightly different chemical compounds. It goes through its whole billion-year life and then explodes again. And because it had different chemicals in it, it once again creates more heavier chemicals. not chemicals. Minerals. What's that chart where everything's on it and it's all different things? Molecular level. Jesus, what? I don't know. It's science. That chart, the chemical chart. It's not chemical. Mineral. No, it's not mineral. It's a different word. I can't remember the word. Anyway, everything up there was created when a star exploded. And, well, most of them, I think. So we are here because some ancient star exploded. Multiple ancient stars exploded, and they gave us the right amount of material. Interesting. It's taken billions of years for the universe to get to a point where it's created enough stuff, enough parts, that we humans, that we humans could be created, could be developed. Out of nothing? Nah. Out of something? Yeah. And then we started growing and thinking and creating the beauty. Why would we? Billions of years of evolution. Obviously our species has only been, what we might call a human, has only been around for about, I think it's 200,000 years, and creatures, our ancestors that look similar to us, have been around for about 2 million years, right? So, and before that, it was something totally different. We were something different at that point. But in all this time, all this evolution, we've gotten to this point now where we're very much self-aware. We have a conscience. We understand ourself. I can look at the camera on the screen, the video, and if I saw something on me, I would know that was on me, not on this image I'm seeing on the screen, right? That's one of the tests scientists are using to figure out whether a creature is self-aware. If they recognize that the image they're seeing in a mirror is them, then when you put something on them, like a bird, certain types of birds, crows, ravens, magpies, they'll start grooming themselves to try to get that dot off, even if it's just a laser pointer that we pointed at them. And they could see that red dot in the mirror. As soon as they start cleaning themselves, it's kind of proof that they are self-aware, that they are the bird and they are the bird that was in the mirror. There's if they didn't acknowledge that red dot on them in the mirror, then they might actually be thinking that's not them. So the chances of them being self-aware, sentient, in fact, is lower. Science is also telling us that sentience is kind of a critical point of neurons. We have the big brain, the big frontal lobes, lots of neurons. So we initially thought that in order for another creature to be sentient, they also had to have a similar brain to us. So that's why when we looked at birds, we're thinking they might not be sentient. They might not be self-aware. But their tiny little bird brains have neuron densities similar to ours in different areas of their brain, of their bird brain, because they don't have the big frontal lobes like we do. And so the different parts of the brain has generated more neurons So they're basically picking up the load that our frontal lobes would do. They're doing it in other parts of the brain. So it's... Oh, sorry. Anyway, that's science. That's just being self-aware. But is it... that's why I'm saying we're star stuff and where the universe manifested, because it's been so long for the universe since the Big Bang to create the right materials and then the right conditions and then start creating the life and developing that life, and a lot of perfect conditions, just kind of all coming together. Billions of years. We know the planet Earth has been in its about current, well, it's been together for about 4 billion years. And I think life only started about 3 billion years ago on this planet or something like that. But all these minerals, the planet itself, all the minerals that needed to get here came from other places. Other stars exploding, right? So when you think about evolution, it's not just a multi-million year process. It's a multi-billion year process, right? It's taken the universe 13 billion years for us to get here. 13 billion years for us humans. Could the conditions have been better on other planets around the universe? Yes. Could there be conditions that are just getting right and they still need another year of mixing and cooking and percolating before it creates a sentient life form like this, like us? Absolutely. But when you think about the time scale and the possibilities, and man, we have a big responsibility to protect ourselves, to continue us, because we could be the first sentient technological race in the whole universe. This is a possibility. In my mind, it's becoming more and more a possibility. Because if there was other advanced races, I feel like we would have caught something. A radio signal. Something that would acknowledge that we're not alone. But at the same time, anything we're looking at is millions, hundreds of millions, billions of years old. We're seeing the light from way in the past. So something new could be developing right now on that planet, or have already developed and be at the same level as us. But because we're 2 million light years away, it's going to be another 2 million years before they detect us and before we can detect them. Size of the universe is crazy. So we really don't know. So we have a responsibility to protect ourselves, to protect this planet, to do everything to help the universe manifest itself, right? Creating the beauty, creating our art that I'm looking at here. Everything that we think of and create. You brainstorm something and you think, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's all beauty. It's all been created by humans. My plaques in the back, these wooden rolls, this picture frame of me and my wife, this cup that my mother-in-law got me, even just the designs on my degrees here in the back, this little bit of technology in this glass bowl, all these books, every word that was written in here, this little piece of artwork here, my silly little office cactus that's a stuffed cactus, this little piece of artwork from New Orleans, this Star Trek cup from Vulcan, Alberta, this little plastic printed piece of Aussie, all this. This is the rover from the Mass Effect games, right? These are some bobbleheads. These are some card protectors. That's my old cell phone right there. That's my new cell phone box. My new cell phone is right here. This is all beauty that we've created. The color on this wall behind me, this green color, someone came up with that. That's a beauty. That's a beauty thought, right? My sister says we are not advanced enough to understand what we are seeing or hearing yet. Absolutely. We are so still in infancy when it comes to understanding the universe. There's things that are slowly proving more correct. There's always something that needs to be looked at again, because it's just like, no, that doesn't quite work. We look at the new satellite that went up, the James Webb Space Telescope, right? It has been, for the last year, it has been sending back some amazing images, and it's just baffling us. What is that object? It's got just this crazy redshift indicating that it's like 13.5 billion years old, just like 100,000 years after the Big Bang type thing. Like, we're seeing some pretty distant objects with this new powerful telescope. And this, I believe it's a radio telescope. No, it's infrared telescope, I believe. So it's able to see some amazing things. And it's so far out there when you think about the sun and then the Earth doing its orbit. The James Webb is at one of the Lagrange points, and I think it's the one. So the gravity of the sun and the gravity of the Earth is in line, and that Lagrange point is over here, and it's kind of doing its little orbit thing. As the sun goes around, it tracks like this, because the James Webb needs to put our sun at its back. So it's looking out away from Earth, away from the sun, as it goes around the sun. And it's spitting out some amazing stuff. And it's baffling us. And then there's always the people, oh, this is breaking physics, or this is breaking cosmology. Maybe, maybe not, but we still need 500 of our best brains, our scientists, to look over all this data just to start to get an inkling. We're seeing these almost fully formed galaxies that are just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. Our current understanding of our models says that a fully formed galaxy like that should not be possible less than 1 billion years after the Big Bang. And I think what my sister Joy might be getting at is that maybe we are getting signals and we're just not understanding them, right? I hope that would be neat. I'm still leaning towards the fact that, or leaning towards the idea that we might be the first race. We might be the first race that made manifest by the universe. Until we have definitive proof of something else, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say we're the most advanced race in the universe at this time. Trillions and trillions of stars and exoplanets out there. There's a very high chance we're the only ones. We're the only ones this advanced. I mean, we talk about the Fermi Paradox. There's something in my hair here. It's driving me nuts. We talk about the Fermi Paradox and the fact that different reasons why the universe might be empty, or why we haven't contacted other races. So the Fermi Paradox let's talk about that, because I got nothing else to talk about. I was depressed yesterday, so I was not in the mood to even go through any motions of saying, let's make a script. So, Fermi Paradox. Can't really see that. Whatever. I wonder if we can switch sides. That made me bigger. Whatever. We'll put it there. I don't like when I'm small. I could put myself here. I could put myself here. Maybe that. Whatever. Anyway, the Fermi Paradox highlights the contradiction between the high probability of extraterrestrial civilizations existing, given the universe's vastness and age, and the complete lack of evidence or contact with them. Right? Physicist Enrico Fermi, this is his question: where is everybody? Right? I mean, we got some interesting images here. Let's go to images. Let's pick up something that makes sense. This is a pretty famous photo. Come on, just show me the image. No, don't find that. Don't show me the image. Let's just open the image. I just want to open the image. Let's see if it opens up in a new tab. God, it's tiny. Oh my God, what a waste of time. I feel like I'm just wasting time. Just show me the image. Oh my God. Here's the image about the Fermi Paradox. Right, this is... Anyway. This is a terrible chart. I don't even want to talk about that. Why is everything so small? Oh, I'm not impressed right now. All of a sudden, nothing's working. Yes, thank you. Thank you for making me feel like a complete and utter idiot. There's some great videos out there about the Fermi Paradox. This one here, this is a great video. Anything from Brian Cox is great. Right, there's a lot of information about there, and it basically just talks about how we're there's that, we saw that calculation, this one here, again, it comes up stupid tiny. Oh. Kardashev scale. Oh my God, come on. Don't be stupid. I hate the way websites have just too many freaking ads. Put a couple ads in your blog. Don't put 10,000 ads in your blog, please. I just need this bigger. is a little bigger. This just sucks though. That helps a little bit. Anyway, you still can't read the damn thing. Anyway, this equation up here is stuff like how many stars in the sky, how many of these stars are the right type of stars, how many planets are around these stars, how many planets have water, how many planets are in the habitable zone, how many planets have oxygen atmospheres, how many, right? Like, it's this calculation. I can't remember the name of the stupid calculation. This is a sucky life. No, that's not what I want to look at. Kardashev scale. I think that's what that is. Anyway, this sucks. I'm gonna stop sharing this. Just that. What the hell is going on in my area? I'll make sure nobody's dropping shit on me. This calculation. This is our primitive calculation, right? Where is everybody? Are they too far away? Have they already disappeared? They lived their lifespan and they haven't been developed yet. There's some scary things like all the other races are hiding. They're not sending out any transmissions because there's something dangerous out there in the universe and they're hiding from it. So they've learned to hide all their signals. Maybe they're just so advanced that they're using different technology that we can't detect, right? It's the whole technology looks like magic if you're caveman type thing, right? Like if I gave a caveman a cell phone, they would just freak right out, right? Or worse yet, if I went back to Salem or any of the witch hunts or the Spanish Inquisition, these sorts of situations, people would just freak out at my technology and think I was the devil, and like they just couldn't understand. And we've seen that change from over the course of the last 100-200 years. Technology, we've had a major boost in technology. Electricity, when everyone thought it was actually demons. Steam engine, and just creating power, and I can't even think of everything. Industrial revolution, the machines we created, the new technology we've created, the telegraph, a telephone, TV, radio. I missed radio. Radio's in there, right? And then the internet and cell phones and satellite communications. And these, just imagine trying to be in the 1950s, trying to explain a cell phone to somebody, right? It is such just a crazy difference in technology. So magic. And that's why I can believe that we as humans are the universe manifested, and we are the ultimate goal of the universe to create this consciousness. When you think of the universe as a whole, we are just one of the little organelles inside the cell called the universe, right? We're the little brain cell that's realizing, oh, we're alive. The universe is alive, right? And what's the point of us? To be creative, to advance our creativity, whether through art or technology or whatever. And at the same time, try not to kill ourselves with that exact same technology. But the point is to enjoy the beauty we create. The games. We're playing a game. We're not just looking at the beauty of this game. We are interacting with the beauty of this game. We have become a part of the beauty of the game. The game was created to include us in it. Whether it's a video game, board game, puzzle, whatever, it involves us. Why would we create things like that unless we enjoyed it, unless our brains enjoyed it? That stimulation, that creativity. We got so many neurons, we've become sentient. Is that a soul? Our sentience, our ability to say, I think, therefore I am, right? Electrical impulses. Millions of them, billions of them. I don't know how many neurons you have in your brain, but they're all sending off electrical impulses, giving us the thought, giving us the ability to think, the ability to get creative and say, oh, yeah, I'm going to create that. Just heard my wife laughing from the basement. She's working from home today in the basement, and I just heard her laughing. So who's creating a board game? Who's creating a game out there? I've been working on a game. It's been in the neighborhood of 15 years right now, I believe. And I really wanted to get it going. I'm calling it Corporate Siege. I might change the name, who knows. But I want to create this game. I'm just at the hard part of the game. I've come up with all the rules, and in my head I know exactly the gameplay. But now I'm trying to figure out, what should the board look like? They've got game cards. It's a combination of having a handful of cards and having a board, and there's other cards that affect the board and the gameplay, and I don't think there's dice. I haven't given it the randomness of dice. I've given it the randomness of shuffling the cards and having a random deal or a random pick from that shuffle. I haven't given it the randomness of rolling a die. And I feel it's Corporate Siege. So the idea is that it's a business game. You're building a corporation, and you've got to have certain pieces in place in order to build your corporation. By pieces, I mean you have a certain thing, or you've hired a certain type of person for you to advance and make more money, things like that, right? But you're also being affected by things happening around the world, global markets, and sometimes it's a regional issue, sometimes it's just a world issue. And essentially you're trying to make a certain amount of money each round, right? That's the purpose. But you can also, you're doing deals to make money, or you're hiring people, or you're doing shady deals. You do too many shady deals, and your business rating goes down, and you can actually lose the game that way, right? Stuff like that. Those are the mechanics I've put into it, and I really want to see it played. Oh, I've mentioned it before on the show, and I just haven't taken the time. I've got these sleeves right here behind me, and now I can print out the play cards, and then I can shuffle them, and then we would know which how to play it without having to actually create a card. I'm just going to put words on it as opposed to dealing with the artwork right away. So looks like my niece Shay is slowly creating a video game. It just confuses my sister. Her brain flips back and forth between books and games. Yeah, it's that creativity. But I'm finding it's hard to get my creativity really funneled in one place long enough to get something completed. And I think we need to find a way to help ourselves get through these creative blocks. It's just like writer's block, right? Like I can't think of the next chapter or whatever. I think where I really stalled on, I can make an outline of a story, but then trying to fill in the words, all the blanks, to create an actual story out of it. Person A does this, it affects person C this way, so person A goes on this adventure to solve the issue, and these are the different 12 things that happened to person A, and then finally they come back and they fixed the issue with person B, right? Like, I can come up with that. Now to create that into a story, putting in all the filler, that's hard. That's hard stuff. And I enjoy the creativity. It just needs to be funneled. What's the word, funneled? Yeah. Sometimes when you're in that creative mode, you really do have to put on the blinders so you don't see that shiny thing or that squirrel and go chasing after it, right? So if you got some tips on what keeps you in line when you're being creative or trying to build something, trying to write something, let us know in the comments. That would be fun. Share some tips with everyone. Businesses, it's all creativity. We want to say hard work. I think the definition of hard work is just trying to keep your creativity in line. You know that you have to do a certain thing for a certain amount of time to complete that creative endeavor. So, got to get my game done. Got to print out all the cards, the base cards and things like that. Get it printed out, and I think I've designed the board and everything. And again, it's just like printed out pieces of paper. But I should have all that already all together. I wonder if I got it somewhere. Some stuff on the desktops here. I've got I got 8 pages. The rules of the game, basically 5 pages long, and then the rest of the pages are basically just lists, the lists of the cards I need to create in order to get the game built. So I don't know, it takes a long time to do these things and be creative. Once I've got the game created, I need to run it through a bunch of times, see how it plays, see how the gameplay is, see if it's actually fun. Might not be fun. Might be boring as hell. But then I got a whole list of expansion packs, so you're not just creating some nameless, faceless corporation. You're in an industry. You're in the oil industry. You're in the forestry industry. You're, whatever. You can be in different industries. I think I even created one for like alien invasions. Let's see. Okay, here's the expansion packs list. World Crimes Expansion. So it deals with child labor, human trafficking, drug trade, illegal arms deals, rogue governments, all-out war, and more. Oh my god, that sounds terrible. Adult entertainment expansion, adult magazines, adult websites, the whole gambit. Underground expansion, street gangs, biker gangs, mafia, triad, yakuza, warlords, and more, right? Build your underground network to world domination while avoiding the authorities or corrupting them to your benefit. Social programs expansion, so you're a hospital, you're the police, you're the waste disposal, social services, and more. Oil and gas industry, wells, exploration, pipelines, offshore drilling, forestry industry expansion, logging, pulp mills, reforestation, wildlife protection, right? Transport industry, your trucking, your trains, your shipping, your buses, your couriers, and more. Agriculture industry, your farming, your grain. I just wrote canola out of nowhere, just the word canola. Grain elevators and more, right? Mining industry expansion, coal mines, gold mines, diamond mines, and more, right? Green economic expansion, so you're doing wind, solar, biofuel, consumer products that are all part of the green economy. Space industry expansion, so NASA contracts, private space exploration, the moon, near Earth objects, exploration, and more, right? Those are the expansion packs for the game. You're a different type of business doing a different type of thing, as opposed to your XYZ Corp and you make widgets. And now you're trying to develop a new widget in a new market. That's my Earl Grey tea, basically gone. I like to squeeze out the tea bag and get the last of that precious little caffeine. Yeah, so are you building a game? Got a friend, Jonathan Grack. He created a game. It's a two-player game. I might have talked about it on the show before. Might have a link to it here somewhere. Thought I had a link to it. Yeah, here it is. The game is called Cut to the Chase. It's a two-player RPG game. You're basically trying to chase each other, and you're creating this world as you go. I did some test playing with him, and I also wrote one of the pre-made scenarios. So you can create your own scenario and say whatever it is, and that's where you guys are playing. Or Jonathan got a whole bunch of different people to create pre-made scenarios, and they're part of the game when you purchase it. And really proud of him for doing that. I mean, supposedly I'm supposed to make some of the money when he makes sales, but I don't think we made a lot of sales, so and that's fine. But if you're looking, if you love Dungeons and Dragons or some of the other role-playing game like that, I mean, cut to the chase can be great if you've only got 2 people, right? Because Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games, you need 4 to 6. 5 is usually good because you have the game master, the dungeon master, and then you got like 4 characters playing, right? But if you only got 2 of you, pull out the cut to the chase, man. You still do some role playing. Yeah, 2 weeks ago I talked about Gloom 2nd Edition. That's a fun game if you're a dark type of person. Go check that out on the Amazon. I think it was last weekend I talked about, last Friday I talked about Smash Up. And this can be a real fun and crazy game. And both Gloom and Smash Up are pretty quick games. Some games is like, this is a 6-hour game and you need 12 people, right? Well, Smash Up, I think you can start with 2. And I think 4 is a great number for Smash Up. And you're looking at 15 to 30 minutes a game. It's pretty quick. And of course, the bear claw back scratcher that you just saw me use. Get on that. You can get 4 of them. I don't think you'll be able to get them here before Christmas now, but New Year's gift to somebody. It's Friday. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be all about games. I mean, you're into Magic the Gathering, definitely get some cards right there. Also on Amazon. I mean, if you're Dungeons and Dragons player, you need the player's handbook, and as a player, you just need that book. It helps you build your character and teaches you how to play the game. If you're the Dungeon Master, you need the player's handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide, but I highly recommend the Monster Manual. That bad boy, it's just got all kinds of wicked monsters that you can throw into the battles. You want to support the show, you want to get this t-shirt, In Space, HR Can't Hear You Scream, right there. That's my design at the TeePublic store. Go buy it right now. I'm gonna leave this up until I see someone has purchased it. We're just gonna wait. This is a very cool t-shirt. If you're an HR professional or not an HR professional, this is a fun t-shirt. Look at that. Someone just scanned it. I don't know who scanned it. Probably my sister scanned it. Yeah, you're probably not getting it before Christmas. It's pretty late. Pretty late in the season. I'm pretty gonzo right now. This Friday show sucks. So, we're about an hour in. Just about an hour in. I'm going to let you go. I want everyone to have a great weekend. If you need to get a hold of me for HR services, my link is always up in the top corner of the screen. But if you want a bigger QR code, it goes to my link tree, linktr.ee/Ian the HR Pro. All my great links are there. If you need to get a hold of me for something, book a meeting for HR stuff, do it. If you want to save some money and just get my $7 ebook to help you solve some staff drama problems, it's there too. $7 whole. That'll get you going. Perfect for a small business. Anyway,